Hey folks! Welcome back to Let's Play Jade Cocoon. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and I'm an idiot. Because in the last episode, I couldn't work out what I was meant to be doing to progress through the Dark Spider Forest, but apparently I didn't think to go through the progress door in the Dark Spider Forest. Seriously, as much time as I spent trolling around in the first half of the forest, I never thought to just go through the great big obvious door. Although it brings me to a pretty important point. I will sing the praises of this game's visual design all day and twice on Sundays, but the Spider Forest has a couple of really awkward design picks that straight up don't work. And this is a tricky one. I'm going to go with Nobody to get a quick win against the dragon, and then it's over to Bod to finish off Spiral. And break! Right. Anyways, it's really unclear when the gate in the middle of the Spider Forest is open, and there's one spot in the middle of the forest that has a path behind it, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, the rest of the game is super beautiful and really well designed, but those elements of the Spider Forest kinda spoil things. Not enough to make me hate the game, just enough to bug me when I notice them. It's a dead pixel in the top corner of a screen, you know? I sure hope you do, because that's a pretty specific lie. Oh, come on! You can do better than that! Although with that said, Spiral is a really fast monster, and that's why I used him as parts for Crowley. I mean, he's still a heavy hitter, and Spiral helps him get fast enough for the attacks to actually connect. And that attack isn't great, so I think I'm going to go for an accurate version of the special attack. Something that has been verified for accuracy on Wikipedia, so we can continue to use it as though it is an actual fact. I should probably keep talking so nobody notices that I totally misclicked and hit the health drain instead of the special attack. Not that I'm complaining, because I certainly needed the healing. In fact, I needed it so much, I choose to do the thing again and collect some more health. Ah, it's alright. Healing attacks only have a limited shelf life anyway. After a while, they become completely useless. Like, if he's got nothing to steal, there's no point in using the attack. Also, I have healing magic, so I could just stop worrying and use that. I don't know how I keep forgetting that I can do that. What the heck? Oh, and thank goodness for that. That was a last-ditch effort sort of a thing. I like the intent behind all-or-nothing, do-or-die attacks in games, but they never work out well for me. Also, Bod is getting levels for days! This is awesome! Just a shame I used all of his mana to get there. You can tell this is the lead-up to the final boss, because this is whatever the opposite of a boss fountain is. In gaming terms, a boss fountain is when a game goes, here's a bunch of really good healing items in a single place, in obvious preparation for fighting a boss. This is a boss sink, I guess, where it's forcing you to use all your items, so you're coming in weak. Hope I can avoid that guy. I mean, I know this isn't the path of progress, but I hope there's something in the tree trunk like last time. And it looks like no. Okay, let's go. Fight this goat thing on top of a log. Man, that was the same setup as last time. The air dragon and the fire goat. I did better than last time, though. You see, I still got all my mana. And that screen still looks as good as it did the first time. Seriously, if I had a means of ripping that media, I would absolutely use that as a wallpaper or something. Going this way. Don't want to fight that guy again. I'm a little let down they didn't include a second set of spawns in here. Maybe there's another set in the second half of the forest. I said I need to go to the second half of the forest, but I'm in the second half of the forest. So, I guess I need to go to the third of the forest, for lack of a better word. Oh hey, there is another spawn in this forest. Well, I'm going this way so I can fight the boss. Complain about the lack of variety, and then ignore it when it's there. That's the CPC game away. And there's still nothing down there. Why would they even make the walking path if there's nothing there? Better than a corridor, I suppose. Oh man, you guys! I need to heal nobody and his magic. Because I actually used so much magic that it somehow ended up killing both of those map guys in one go. I certainly didn't keep quiet for the last, what, 2.5 minutes while I polished off both of those guys and then cut the video in post-processing. You're crazy. Oh hey! See, my plan worked out, because now we can fight this dragon guy because I didn't show it off sooner. I get to build dramatic tension by holding off showing what the boss is. I can game design. Not very well though. But I do know enough to say that I probably would have picked a more sinister looking fight to put before the boss. That little hopping thing is cute. Like, it doesn't create the kind of tension that you want for this kind of thing. Still, more experience for nobody. And maybe enough to push him over the edge to the next level. I don't know. I completely forgot where his EXP gauge is at right now. Although, with how easily I beat that dragon, I can't imagine I'm going to level up from this one. It's more of a distraction than means of building suspense. So, yeah, I'm out. Oh, and it worked. Nice. Like, something I've never understood about RPGs, where exactly do you go when you escape from a fight? Because you're still stood in the same spot you were at the start, and the enemies can't go anywhere, especially games like this one, where the enemy has a worldview model that is right there, you know? Oh man, you guys, let me tell you something about ancient electronics. I went through that bus door, and my game crashed. It just hung on the loading screen and it wouldn't go any further. I had to dig out a second, older PlayStation just to get to this part of the game. I don't know who you are, guy who sold me this copy of Jade Cocoon, but there is a very special hell for people who sell games that crash at the final boss door. A hell reserved for people who talk in the cinema and Captain Malcolm Reynolds. I'm just saying. And now, back to this. I'm kicking myself for talking through that previous line of dialogue, because I had a really good reply right off. I fight for my friends! Was that worth it? I sure hope so, because I was insanely proud of myself for thinking of that as soon as I saw it. Also, hey, Mabu's back! And what do you know? She is saying something flawed, and human, and relatable. It's like she's an actual strong female character in an RPG. And all of this is coming across despite having a loudmouth Englishman talking over the top of things. That's how well written it is. Now, as far as I can tell, the first time we fought this guy was an entirely optional fight. This is the only required encounter. And you can tell it's playing out in a scripted cutscene because the game's dropped into widescreen mode, as was the style at the time. I don't think that fear is darkness. Like, being a hero doesn't mean that you aren't afraid, it means that you stand up to that fear. Unless you're Daredevil, the man without fear. And yeah, I'm a boy. I will never understand girls. This is not a big surprise. Like, girls, are you programmed to steal my hoodies, or is that a learned behavior? Because... Also, why? Now, this is my first time coming into this fight in this millennium, but I'm going to assume he's got some top-end combo waiting in the wings, so I'm not taking my chances, and I'm tagging in nobody. And I'm not going to do an elemental attack. I'm going to save that for whatever is coming next. Really? Okay. This guy's going to be a pushover. Let's see what his minion looks like. It's Spore, apparently. Oh, hey, that guy's on the back of the box. That's a really bad design choice to have made. And he's too big to fit on the screen, which is bad design choice number 2. Bad design choice number 3. He appears to be uncharacteristically slow and weak. I have had standard minion fights that gave me more trouble than this. Remember the first time I found those tree guys? Don't know what that did, but good on you for trying. Maybe it was one of those chance to crit attacks that didn't work. Because those things never work. Oh, I'm stone! Yeah, I forgot the earth minions can do that as attack. Silly, really, because they use the same model for this guy's standard magic that the armadillo guys use for the flesh to stone attack. Okay, I don't know what I want to do now. I need to heal pretty soon, that much is certain. But before I... Nope, no mana left for magic. I suppose I could try this one, even though... Why is it targeting him? Yeah, this is the change elemental spell. Why is it targeting him? Ah, whatever, didn't work anyways. I didn't expect it to. It's like using status elements. They never work in the fights where you really need them to. So for now, I'm going to tag in Crowley and let him finish the job. I know it's a little cheap when nobody did all the work, but I don't want to risk Levant getting stuck in the same death pattern he did when I was fighting the Wind Boss. But I am also going to use magic, because I want this attack to hit. So raise the roof and knock him out! Yeah! That was a brilliant death animation. Well done, game. I especially like the faux slow motion effect you tried to mock up. It's a shame that Crowley's idle animation ruined it. I legitimately cannot believe I'm doing this well against these guys. And I know they're trying to make the enemy more imposing by not showing how much health they have, but that effect is ruined by showing the health bar. If you really wanted to increase tension, you could just not show anything. Leave the player guessing how much damage they've done and how far they have to do. Like, it would also be a lot more of a big relief when you finally hit the killing blow. Like now, apparently. That wasn't so bad now, was it? Seriously, after the game made it such a hassle to get here, I was expecting way worse. Oh, and a free level is always welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to heal my guys up. Yes, again. Because the priest said that as soon as we get all 4 gems together, we'll have to fight the big bad. So I think that we're going to exit this menu straight into another tougher fight, and I want to be on top form for that. I forget what the final boss is, actually. So this is as much as a surprise for me as it is for you. I don't know how you understand what I feel based on these events, but okay. Oh, and that's an interesting way of looking at things. But if you believe in fate, do you not also believe that falling in love is part of that fate? Nothing happens that is outside the will of the gods and all that? Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how the big moment of realization and character development happens for the female sidekick and not for us? Way to throw us a curveball, Genki. Oh, we're losing her! Okay, is that the Jade Cocoon? Or is that Mabu again? Maybe it's a boss transition. See, with the other 3 gems, you saw a little dialogue box show up to say that we got it, but I don't remember seeing one for the Earth gem, so we shouldn't have a fight. Not. Oh, well, hush my mouth, because there it is. Way to jump the gun, CPC gamer. Although that does mean that we've made it to the end of the game without seeing or hearing about the thing after which the game is named. Perhaps a bit of an oversight. Alright, now we're gearing up for the final boss fight. This is a summoning cutscene if ever I've seen one. I say that, I've never actually seen anyone summon a final boss, but I do know that we were straight up told there's another fight coming before we've got here, so... go figure. I wonder what kind of minion he'll have. Just watch it be water, the one element I've come in here totally unprepared to fight. And no, I don't know why I left Trish behind. because at the very least, we could have played Elemental Stalemate with the Earth boss. But hey, we didn't need to. Crowley and Nobody were the cool team, and they did it themselves. Alright, we're back. You ready to come out now? Oh, it's you! It's, what's it, Henry VIII? Love it when games do that. Like the big unstoppable badass from the first half is a boss that you fight later on. Oh, and his minion does that big fire attack cataclysm thing, so Lionheart should be able to deal with him pretty handily. Oh, and he doesn't even want to fight! Oh, that is an awesome trope, and I love it! Oh, I was expecting a Sentai pose. Still, we got to see his model. I like his jacket. Wonder where I've seen it before. Oh, and he's straight in there with a summon. Forget giving me the first move. He doesn't have a... Oh, I guess he's Earth. What up to the huge dragon guy we fought the first time around? That guy was awesome. Well, whatever. Second verse, same as the first. Nobody, get in here! Time to show this freaky-looking caterpillar guy how we do. Or what we do, if you would like to be grammatically correct. It's gonna be tough, though. I mean, we are way outclassed in terms of speed. And this guy's Kecleon! You see that? I hit him with air, and now he's the air type. Oh, that's clever! I'm not going to swap out for another minion yet, because then we'd just be playing musical chairs the whole time, and nothing will go anywhere. Besides, if we get the elemental boost from this guy, I will take that. That'll be super useful. Oh, he changes every so often, I see. So you have to have a good mixture of minions and play them accordingly. It's a little silly if the first thing he does is to buff his element, though, because he could very easily just use a strong elemental attack instead and get some cheap hits off. I like that it's moving counterclockwise, too, because that means if you constantly play the elemental advantage, he will eventually catch up to you and be stronger than you more quickly than if it moved clockwise. Yeah, alright, I got this. Don't know what I'm going to do when he changes again, because I don't have Trish. Possibly just send out Nobody and hope for the best. And I will never get bored of watching a little dragon guy do a crazy somersault to attack. That is adorable. Whoa! He's got a grey fox laser! That's a cool water spell. All the spells are cool in this game. I'm kinda sorry that I've not been doing them more often, but my teams have just been stacked and statted in such a way that special attacks do the most damage. And I'm sorry, Kushidra, you just won me this fight. Even with your own stat boost, there's no way you can stand up to Nobody. I don't quite know where to go from that point, but it does give me a chance to listen to the music a bit. I mean, I've mentioned before, I am a huge fan of fighting boss characters with oddly calming music in the background, like... was it Genova Death in Final Fantasy VII? Alright, let's see what you got. Oh yes, you've got nothing! You are nothing, you do nothing, you sit in here all day and play that sick, repulsive electric twanger. I carry an M16 and you carry that guitar! And I will take any opportunity to drop into some Twisted Sister. And I kinda apologize to my neighbors for that. And anyone who was expecting to hear me keep quiet so we could listen to the fight music. This guy is quick, but he's weak. And I think I can take him no problem, especially given Crowley's base power stat. So, yeah, let's attack him. Let's see how this plays out. Brilliant! That is just brilliant. Nice work, Crowley. And nice work, team, because I think we just won. That's a pretty good final fanfare, I reckon. See how we did. About what you'd expect for Crowley, and yeah, the same for nobody. I'm not even going to heal my guys this time. We won. We did it! Yeah! I'd put my controller down and tilt my chair, except, you know, I still need to control the dialogue boxes, and I'm in a wooden chair that doesn't allow for tilting. I'll just nod confidently like at the end of Babe. That will have to suffice for now. By the way, that guy is our father the whole time. Now, harken back to whatever episode it was when I showed off the cover art for the English version of the game. I said that Chorus was on the front cover, but that was a feint because it's actually Riquettes. So, as well as putting the almost final boss on the back of the box, they put the actual final boss on the front of the box in such a way as to give away his secret identity. I mentioned they made some baffling decisions with regards to the box art. That would be one of the biggest ones. Also, for bonus points, how is it we are both wearing the same item of clothing? Garai very specifically gave us the jacket that belonged to Riquettes, but he's still wearing it himself, so what's up with that? Although I think this is the one and only plot hole in the game, and it only counts as such if you overthink things. So, nice work, Jade Cocoon. Oh, goodness. The cutscene budget ran out. And this is playing as an FMV as well. There is no reason this thing should be juddery as it is. Okay, you remember when the whole village turned to stone? I talked about how there's a very clever Easter egg. If you look at the top of the screen when the Soulnado happens, you can see that dragon flying into the sky. It's actually a dragon from the title screen, but the fact that it shows up here too, that's pretty great. Yo, it's a jam session! We got Cornbread on the mic. You might expect this to be the point where I launch into an impromptu rapathon, given all the other times I did it in this playthrough. This is not that time. I do like that all the beasts of the forest are joining in, though. Even those red armored guys that we didn't even see yet. It's like all of our tunes are playing as one, and it's calming the beasts, and everyone is joining in to save the world. I love it. Oh man, after all of this, was it not even me who saved the world? Oh, it looked like it is. But on the plus side, everybody's back to life. And that guy can't believe he has 2 hands. I think it's a shame they're focusing on these jobbers instead of the guys we helped out during the game. Or Levant's mother. But hey, Mabu became human again. And without the horrible purification scars, we did a good job. Oh, come on frame rate, you can do it. I believe in you. Everybody, raise your hands to give the frame rate your power. Oh, maybe not. Okay, serious question. Is this my disc? Or is the video actually rendered this slow and choppy? We have had some crazy issues with this game during recording. I hope it's not completely falling apart during the final hurdle. Game? You dead, Mon? I see motion blur. Is that indicative of tracking or something? Oh, thank goodness for that. Resume breathing, everybody. We are in the clear. Okay. So that was Jade Cocoon, everybody. It's one of my favourite pet management RPGs, and yeah, the game that convinced me to pick up a PlayStation back when. As far as first PlayStation games go, I could certainly have done worse. It's one of my favourite games overall, actually, and it's something I've been wanting to do since I first started doing these videos. I just wasn't sure how to deal with the combat until now. I hope I did a good enough job to do the game justice. Oh, and you can ignore most of those names, because they're pseudonyms. They had some pretty good voice talent on the game, actually. They had, like, Richard Epcar and Brian Brosey, for example, who've both worked on Digimon, Totoro, Bleach, and so on. I suppose it makes sense. You know, they had an anime studio design the game and create the intro. It makes sense they'd have anime VAs too. But no, I am super glad I was able to do this game. Especially now, I'm able to turn a critical eye to it and look into all the subtle hints and themes they put in there. Not to mention the fantastic writing and characterization. I mean, honestly, I've been trying to think of a single other game where the primary female character is as well written and characterized as Mabu. I can't do it. They're all the damsel in distress or the unflappable action girl, and neither of those are any fun. On the other hand, the game does have some flaws. Some of it's permissible. Like, it was the late 90s, and we still hadn't worked out voice acting in video games, so you can overlook the fact that it's kinda goofy, but... For example, the whole concept of the dark forests, that just smacks of padding the game having run out of money. Like, what I would do is either have more forests, or extend the existing ones, including a rest area in the middle. And we're at the end, apparently. Okay. I'm used to modern day credits that, like, 20 minutes long. Now, excuse me while I save my game. It's kind of funny. I remember after you leave this save menu, the game goes to a piece of congratulations art, and then it locks the console. You have to do a full hard reset to continue playing, and I haven't done that since the Mega Drive. But still, that is the main game of Jade Cocoon. So join us next time for something else, and until next time, goodbye!